What's up, everybody? This is Ripples in Wales back for another video. I hope you're all doing well and having a great day wherever you are in the world and whatever you're doing. Second video of today. This is Thursday the 30th of November. I hope you're all having fun. Cool, let's jump right in. This is my handle at Ripples in Wales on Twitter. Come and say hi. I've just been having a look at a few of the charts. Yeah, not to mention to everyone, first of all, that we've got an airdrop that we're all supposed to claim on Evernode. Evernode is a layer 2 smart contracts platform on the XRPL, and it's like a horizontal scaling layer. It's pretty cool. They've got a pinned tweet. First of all, their handles are at Evernode XRPL, and they've got a pinned tweet here, and it's this link you're supposed to click here, evernode.org, and that leads you to a placeholder here, kind of a website where you have to go through it, look at the technical documents, click claim Evernode, and it's going to ask you to sign in with your Zoom. Now, there is a lot of contention towards this, and I think one of the community members is going to do a thread on this. I'll post it on my Twitter. Even I'm confused about this because the snapshot was done on the mainnet, which means our ledgers or cold storage or Trezors all should have been incorporated in the snapshot. However, it wants us to authenticate those snapshot for those of us claiming them with our Zum wallet, which means then we've got to find a way to link our Zums to our cold storage devices or whatever storage devices you're using all around the world. And there's a lot of contention between these 2 points here, and it's quite complex. I'm going to wait for a tweet by Carpenter, I think his name is, posted about him here. This is the let me just find the gentleman we're talking about here. Where are you, Mr. Carpenter? Quite an XRPL geek, this gentleman here. So at Crip N Rater, I can't pronounce that. He did a poll asking you know, if he should do a thread on this for everyone, and I definitely said yeah, 100%, yeah, do it, because there is a lot of there's the poll. So you know, there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding the Evernode airdrop, and I have a feeling that many are putting their assets at risk because they are misunderstanding the interpretation of the phrase import while importing accounts onto Zum. This is a contention point here. So I'm going to wait for a tweet thread on him. I've watched a video by XRP Bags. He's got a great video on there, so it's worth looking at that as well. Have a nosy. Anywho, looking at XRP, rather juicy. This is on the weekly on Poloniex XRP USD, and as you can see, we're just consolidating our way down, and eventually this will come to a point where it will decide to break out. Now, you know, I'm guessing probably April, May of next year when you see a really good breakout. It's going to probably retest for the third point, probably break out a little bit higher, and then I'm assuming it might roll over, and then, you know, find some support again, and then maybe off we go. We'll see. And for those of you interested in what we think that the valuations might be to target this season, you might be looking at. Are we going to be able to get it? Oh my god, my charts are not working. Hold on. I'd say it's probably between $8 and $13. A lot of the exits will occur. The TA that I've been looking at, let's have a look at this now. Let's just give you a little bit of a projection once I can get the charts to load up pretty good again. Classic, when you come to do a video, nothing works, everything falls over, so you have to improvise. Let's delete that. That's the old one that didn't work. Let's just do the bars pattern. So if you want to do it yourself, just click bars pattern. This is on the logarithmic. Click, double click, and then you've got a bit of a projection that you can use. This is, you know, it's not a hard and fast route. By all means, I am not a TA guy. I'm learning as I go, and yeah, you know, if we also use take these off, and if you do a fib retracement pattern, let's delete that. What was it? Trend-based fib. I'd like to use that as well. Hold on, just get rid of that for the minute. Let's take this down. Trend-based fib is pretty good to use. Start low, swing high, swing low. Probably people are going to correct me on that. That's absolutely fine. I'm learning every day with this. You can then put, you know, your projections up and see roughly where all this may play out in the future. We can drag that across, and you can see, yeah, it's pretty good. You know, 4.236 retracement here, edge, you know, you might get a second impulse, who knows. There'll be a lot of profit taken here. A lot of people will be exiting out at $10. Phew. And then, you know, it's got the second impulse going as high as $100. I don't know if you'll see that. But you certainly, you know, even at $10, it's a $10 to $13, it's a 33x. It's an incredible gain, so take some off the table. Anywho, yeah, looking at Bitcoin still ranging up. Yeah, it's doing its thing. You know, that's a rising wedge. So I was looking at some interesting kind of little TA cheat sheets earlier on, you know, kind of seeing where things are going. I'm always learning, trying to figure it out myself. And, you know, you look at these kind of, these rising wedge entries, you know, bull versus bear. Quite cool to look at, you know, reversal patterns, continuation patterns, neutral patterns. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you may see this ascending wedge. I think this is probably more what we're seeing in Bitcoin. But again, I'm no expert, I'm learning. Anyway, two good videos to watch today. Blockchain Backer's latest one. Watched that recently, just this morning or this afternoon. Very good video, I urge you to watch it. And also Scientific Investor as well. Really good video. Check out his channel. He's got a really good TA channel. I quite like that as well. Looking at some of the TA, just looking at Solana, you know, it hit its first trend-based fib support, resistance in this case, and bounced off. And yeah, it's consolidating. You know, same with Avalanche. I don't think it reached it, so it's got to look at a nice second impulse coming in, probably, if the market allows. And then also, this is total 3. This is the total altcoin market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's like completing its Wyckoff accumulation and consolidating into what we call phase E. Again, learning about this just like you lot. So it looks like it wants to wind itself out, and this is the total altcoin market cap, and it's in billions. You can see. So, you know, top of the cycle, we might be looking at a. It's not going to play ball. Right, it's not working anyway. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Finally, it's looking at probably top ends, probably 5 trillion, which is huge. Anywho, yeah, I was also looking at quant, but it's irrelevant. Anyway, let's jump into some other cool stuff. I would like to have a look at this calendar. Now, November, it goes up to 30 days. We know 30 days in November, April, June, 30 days September, April, June, and November, which is the old saying. So we're on the last day of the month of November. And November's the kind of the month where the kind of battle kind of crosses, X marks the kind of spot. I don't know where it's like a pirate flag symbol, isn't it, on November on the calendar from us. So if you're wondering where the calendar comes from, it comes from the Bearable Guy scene. And we're talking about Bearable Guy 123 here. If you're not familiar with his work, go back through my old videos in the channel and have a nosy at my stuff. These are kind of insiders that were quite prevalent in the XRP community and still are, occasionally show up, and they left a lot of detailed information for us, which is kind of buried in these cryptographic cartoons. Very complex, very sophisticated, and not to be taken you know, just on a whim that they're bullshit. That there is merit to some of these very, very clever things that go into these cartoon drawings. I'm not saying I understand them. I'm learning just like you guys every day. But the important part of the scene I'm looking at today was this calendar in November. This is called the level playing field between September and December. And as you can see, December's got no X's on it at all. Now, that's tomorrow. And I just wonder whether, you know, this is to do with the balloon scene. We've seen the Uphold announcement connecting to XRP. We've got a lot of things coming down. We've got the AMA, the Automated Market Maker update to the XRPL, or amendment, I think it's called these days. And I just wonder where December's going to be a very interesting month. And I don't know if this is 2023, it could be 2024. I don't know, like you guys. I'm always learning with it. But the interesting thing that I am seeing is, like, you know, this regulation jar of molasses and the gavel. And I just wonder, you know, or is this, you know, January, you know, are we looking at January 2024 when the regulation jar is about to tip off? I don't know, you know, and is May the month where you get the Wall Street bull, you know? I've got lots of different ideas on things. I don't know whether this continues until 2024. There's a lot of symbology in here to say that it does continue in 2024. I've said this before. You've got an X here. X is the 24th letter of the alphabet. You've also got hooks on the shield. Very interesting to note that you've got an X on the shield when the Zahao network and also the Evernode layer 2 are launching, and they're both kind of sporting the hooks and smart contracts capability for the XRPL. Very, very interesting nonetheless. That kind of ties into this as well. So we'll have to see how this plays out. So another couple of interesting things I see here is like he's pointing at his fourth tooth, and it's got two spiky teeth, 2024, and he's pointing to 2024 being the reset, which occurs on Swift, which I think, judging by the marketing campaign by Swift at the minute, very, very interesting timing. You've also got 1, 2, and 1 here against the Christmas tree, which is 2023. And I wonder whether, this is the king throwing the spanner in for all these other altcoins. You've got the king, and you've got the PTB, or the SEC, holding the arm of the coin crusher in this. And I wonder whether, the playing out of this last part of the scene is 2023 moving into 2024. I am fascinated to see about, see how this plays out. It'll be very, very interesting. Other little things, you've got 3 bells and the hat, 1, 2, 3. We're at the last of November, as I mentioned before, which is the 11th month of the current style of calendar year, so which is 11/23, 1/1/23. Some interesting things going on with that. As I've said in previous videos, the regulations is the key thing, and you've been given a riddle by the Bearable Guy many times, which says nothing happens till something moves. You'll remember that if you go back in my videos, see it before. And he's talking about the phoenix. The phoenix will not rise until something moves. And what is that movement? It's the regulation jar of molasses. So we know when regulation's coming. It's to do with stable coins, the Bank of England, the UK government, the European Union. They are all in cahoots with, how they want to regulate or what they want to do with regulation. It's all regarding stablecoins. What have we seen a couple of days ago? Binance is delisting its own, or support for its own stablecoin, Binance USD. And I think there's going to be a slew of other stablecoin regs that come fast in tow over the next few months. So that's where my eyes are going to be at on that. Big, big, big movements there. We will have to see as we go. Anyway, let's drop this down, and there's a couple of other windows. I am fascinated and polarized by these amazing pictures that Ross Vandermeer dropped for us, and in particular this top one I kind of just keep going back to over and over and over again. I looked at this in great detail, and I'm going to do an entire video on it again because there's so much in here. It's unbelievable. And what we're looking between the left-hand side of the screen, I'm going to have to speak in code, otherwise we'll get the video shadow banned and removed. But on the left-hand side of the screen, you've got the United States, China and Russia, and then you've got the BRICS nations all joining together. And you can see that because you've got handshakes between them. Handshakes, handshakes, and handshakes. So you've got this mega consortium of, we'll call them white hats. Yeah, is that easy for everyone? Whether we agree on that or not, it's immaterial. We'll just use that terminology, white hats. And then you've got this mega consortium in the middle here, the DS we'll refer to, and we've got that kind of triangle shape, which we know refers to the Illuminati. Okay, we'll just say that. And then we can see the connection of the Illuminati, which connects to this lot here, which is the British lot, we'll use that word, and the connection to the Illuminati connected to this lot, okay, and then this lot beneath them, the Rothschilds. There is a lot going on in this picture, but the fascinating part I was looking at just the other day was this centerpiece here, and this revolves around the Asian countries, the Philippines, Cambodia, and all that lot. And it's the Asian. Oh God, what was it? I've got it on my phone. I saved a picture on it. Let me just look it up. I was quite baffled as to what the imagery meant, but then after doing a bit of research on it, I found it. Here we go. It's called the ASEAN Success Story of a Regional Corporation. So it refers to the Asian countries, which consists of Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. All right. So there's clearly a deal behind the scenes with all these lot and the XRPL in some ways to circumvent. To circumvent the connection between the DS and all these countries. And as we've seen, Ross Vandermeer talked quite a lot before about South Korea and Japan. Ripple and Japan are very, very closely tied to SBI Holdings. And this is an enormous 3D chess game, guys. This is something that's so big. You can see the connection between Trump and, is it Kim Jong-un? How do you pronounce that? With the handshake in the middle. You've got the dollar with the X marks through it and the XRP logo connected to Trump. You've also got the Chinese with, a battle symbol of the swords with an arrow pointing to the DS. And Russia refusing of the dollar. You can see with the X marking of the dollar here. And the connection to the BRICS nations. You see that the ripple system is a way for them to circumvent, and see how the diagram cleverly goes around. They're working around them, right? This is how it's playing out. I don't know what this symbol means yet. I don't know what, you've got these two megaphones either side of the US. Someone on the comments might be able to refer to that. And you know, you've got a spanner sign, which I don't know, is it just symbology for trying to fix something? And you've got the red arrow. That I haven't solved yet, and I don't quite understand that, but I'm assuming the all-seeing eye above the stock market is very significant. You know, they're going to pump the stock market up. I don't know if you've come across this imagery before, but you can see the European Union, ECB, is in the middle of this. And that goes back to what the bearable guy said with the stick man. If you all remember the mannequin, when he was cut loose and all those organisations had been removed from the PTB. Oh, excuse me, it's my alarm. So we've got on the bottom SWIFT, and we've got all these central banks and the tentacles of the deep state. Oh shit, I said it. DS. Just can't help myself sometimes. And then you've got sanctions, and I don't know whether XRP fixes the sanctions problem. I think that's Italy in the background, the colours of Italy. I don't know, but I don't know what the red cross symbol is. Again, something I haven't picked up yet, but we can see here, and this is an interesting one. I don't know who this image of this chap is at the bottom here. I have my suspicions it was Brian Armstrong from Coinbase, but I'm not certain. Maybe you guys will be able to clarify. It's whoever it is. It's got a connection as a slave to the DS. This means slaves, and the reason I know that it's written in the other image. Here we go, and we've got old and new power, slaves new era. Slaves is the hands in shackles. So you know, he's got like a question mark over hands and ties to America. So maybe formerly he was connected to the deep state, and I don't know if any of it is Brian Armstrong here. It just looked like him. And we've got the old guard, the old PTB, which is this trifecta of clowns that have been running the planet, and we've got the way that they have embezzled their money through various means, usually gold offshore in various offshore countries. We've got the Isle of Man, we've got Iceland, we've got Guernsey, we've got Gibraltar, Andorra, and I forgot the third one, but you can see that you've got the banking vaults there and gold. Now I'm wondering what happened here, and Bitcoin's right at the top here, and I'm going to mention Bitcoin now, as in I wonder whether gold was confiscated off this lot when they had to capitulate. And the idea, you can see here, you've got, you know, slaves connection between this lot, okay, and Bitcoin. We're going to call them the churchy lot, and you've got the up and down arrows here, and a lot of fix-it signs all the way down, like all the way down there. I haven't quite named that. And you've got the country beginning with V at the top there, and their logo. And you've got oil here and money and the whole RC lot. Yeah. Anyway, if I don't use acronyms speaking to you all, I'll just get the videos pulled. I've seen them all shadow banned already and demonetized, and all sorts of weird stuff occurs. So if I speak in code, then it might be easier to get these through the net. Anyhow, you've got an unknown quantity here because you've got Coinbase connected to all of these. I think it's Brian Armstrong. I'm not certain. You might be able to all tell me whether you think it is or it isn't. And you've got JPM at the top. All connected to is a JPM coin. There we go. You've got Brian Armstrong, if it is him, connected to all these offshore countries. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's someone completely different, and I'm well off track that. Anyway, you can see the workaround here. There's genius in this workaround. But another little interesting thing that I keep coming back to is that, you know, in this here, they're replacing gold with Bitcoin. This is what it is. Scales of balance. It's going to equal 1 to 1. And this is why the likes of MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor are all going at this, because they know it's a dead easy win. Okay, they're going to make a 10x on their return probably, you know, or thereabouts over the next 5 years, and they're looking long game, right? And you've got the all-seeing eye on top of this scales of balance, Bitcoin versus gold. And this is a bit more of a same symbology. It's, you know, those three entities, or two entities here, but you're missing the bankers in the middle, and they've got, you know, this kind of thought cloud of XRP is less than Bitcoin equals gold, and then you've got this battle between gold and Bitcoin, between Bitcoin and XRP, and that's what this is about, you know. And these are the slaves. All these countries are slaved to this lot here. and this is where they keep their offshore fundings. These are all offshore countries. They're all islands. Andorra's a principality, I think, or something like that. But you know, is it Jersey or Guernsey, Gibraltar, Iceland, Isle of Man. I think that's Andorra. I'm not sure what that one is. You get the idea. This is where they've stored their wealth, playing their old games for years. But there's a different game in charge now. Anyway, so you know, a lot of this is all. My point in bringing these up to you today is that, you know, it was always a battle between XRP and Bitcoin. It was never. Ethereum doesn't even get involved in here. This is about XRP and Bitcoin, and it always was. And you see, this is where Bitcoin settles as gold, yeah, or 2.0. That's the game they're going to have to run with. And I think my honest opinion is XRP becomes the settlement layer for finance on a global scale. It's not going to be a currency like we all think, as in a day-to-day currency. No, it's a settlement software. It runs underneath everything, but it is the ledger that there'll be, I believe, some sort of standard on it. Anyhow, that was a bit of a deep dive into that, and I'm just fascinated by the connection of Bitcoin to this lot. I'm absolutely fascinated by it, and this is why, you know, it's a two-sided game. You know, dark on the right and light on the left. If we choose to look at it like that, you're down to your own interpretation. But on this side, we've got XRP, and that side's Bitcoin. Okay, and you've got this workaround. Fascinating. Anyway, let's leave it all at that. Please like the video, subscribe, drop a comment, tell me your thoughts on things. Drop into my Twitter, say hi at Ripples in Wales. And I hope you all have a nice rest of Thursday, whatever you're doing. I'm going to go and do some more fishing today. The herring are in, so we're trying to catch as many as we can before they head out over the winter. Right, I'll leave you all with that. See you all in the next video. Be blessed.